Well, everyone, the iPhone SE 2020 model is probably one of the weirder iPhones Apple has ever made, but we do have to cut them some slack. This was a phone that came out so many years ago, so let's go and see how this particular phone holds up in the later part of 2020. Now, the first thing I'll definitely tell you is this is probably not the first iPhone I'd recommend people to buy. Even for a budget iPhone in the used market, you can definitely do much better for like a little bit of money. On the outside, you are getting that 4.7-inch IPS panel, and it's a good enough panel for the most part. I do think for probably a majority of people, if you're buying an iPhone like this, like you're probably going to be okay, but I don't think you're going to be okay. And actually, I take that back. This is a very, very average panel. It's a very average top, bottom, and bottom bezel as well. So kind of keep that in mind. It's just a very outdated body with Touch ID on the front. You're getting a lightning port at the bottom, which is good enough. It's good. We're getting USB-C now, so big thing to keep in mind. Glass back, which I think is good. You're getting a single camera setup. You're getting overall like good stuff. There's a lot of good quality stuff from this type of device, which I generally do think is really cool. But like I said, I think you're going to be getting a little bit of a better device if you are getting a phone that is still, kind of a little bit more moderate. Like even the iPhone XR from 2018, 2 years older than this phone that came out in 2020, looks so much better than this thing. So just kind of keep that in mind in the back of your head. Now, on top of that, with something like the iPhone SE 2, I mean, this is a phone that isn't, the camera is probably one of the biggest lackluster things going on for this type of phone. Very average camera, 4K 60 on the back, but 1080p on the front. That is fairly outdated for a phone like this. So that's just something that I just kind of look at, and I'm not that big of a fan with this type of device, if I'm being honest, from the camera standpoint either. Now, software-wise, this is probably one of the biggest, I would say, things and features going on for this particular phone. So with a device like the iPhone SE 2, you are actually getting a phone that is still supported with software and is still going to continue getting software support, probably for at least like another couple of years. So that's actually a really cool thing. If you're getting a phone like the iPhone SE 2, you are going to be getting software support for a little bit of time, which I think is really cool. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect. Like you're going to be missing out on some features. And because this thing doesn't even have a gesture-based design, you're definitely going to be missing out on more things from that perspective too. So I would hate for myself to recommend a phone to people that they're probably not going to be able to use for, maybe certain features that come out later on. It's like another thing to keep in mind too. Now, on top of that, the performance of this thing, I think is probably one of the main reasons to go ahead and kind of purchase this phone. You're getting that, Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it with 3 gigabytes of RAM. And the internals pretty much match something like the iPhone 11, which is very close. But the iPhone 11 has, 4. The iPhone 11 has 4 gigabytes of RAM. The iPhone SE 2 has 3 gigabytes of RAM. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Like the performance side of this phone is pretty good. You're definitely getting a pretty solid phone, but there's some things that kind of irk me the wrong way of a phone like this. I kind of do think that with a phone like, the iPhone SE 2, you're actually kind of missing out on that gesture-based design, which does limit the performance a little bit. I think that right there is one of the things that I look at, and it kind of, again, it irks me the wrong way from that specific perspective as well. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll definitely tell you is the iPhone SE 2 is a phone that I probably would not recommend people to buy anymore. This is a phone that I think was okay when it first came out, but it quickly kind of became like an outdated phone. And because of that, it just doesn't make any sense to buy a phone like this, if I'm being honest. There are so many other phones I recommend buying over this thing. And that right there is a massive, massive thing to keep in mind. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.